The heroes of the story are not the ones who are right. It's the ones who are willing to accept that they could be wrong, who will listen to those that oppose them and try to understand even if they don't necessarily agree. These are the people that embody the human spirit, that together ignite a flame that transcends lifetimes. Every character is memorable, every line powerful, every journey poetic. This is simply one of the most beautiful stories I've ever witnessed. And the more time that has passed since I first finished it, the more times I've rewatched it over this year, the stronger its message has resonated with me as I looked out and saw the world as it is today. Unlike the world of Orb, we live in a time when information is more readily available than it ever has been, and yet truth has never felt so hard to find. Technology that should have allowed us to grow closer has divided us even further. Knowledge is no longer the currency we lack, it's trust. A lack of trust that has eroded the respect we have of our fellow person. Ideas are not built on, they are condensed down, dismantled and publicly shamed. Everyone is a soldier, enlisted to fight in an ideological war of exchanges, where common ground is no man's land and the winner is decided not by who is more right, but who can prove the other side more wrong. How does anyone navigate the landscape we are currently in? And I think that's why I was just so constantly drawn back to this series. A story like this is the reminder I needed that the world doesn't have to work like this, that progress is made through collaboration, not dissociation, that disagree or not, we are still in this together, in an era that will be shaped by our collective hands. Whether any of us have the right answer or not, it's thanks to this show that I remembered, as long as you can continue to question whether you are right.
不正解は無意味を意味しない。
何かを知るということだ。
指導説を信仰してる。このためにわざわざ生まれてきた。
きっと迷いの中に倫理がある。
筆教。それは知性だ。
You won't find the wrong answer. Once again, Orb. Orb is it, man. Orb is it. I saw someone ask if Orb was in my top 10 shows of all time. I think it might be in my top 5. I was having a conversation. With Alan after we finished this video because we basically were just like, yeah, this is like on an editing level. I was like so fucking like my editing team really like blew it out of the park because this was like such a well edited video. But like not only that, like Alan said, like my editor, he told me that he thinks it's such a good video because he was like, I think this is some of the best writing you've done, specifically for Orb, because little bit of backstory. They really didn't want Orb to be number one. They really didn't want Orb to be number one because initially, because I'd already talked about it twice, and they fucking hated editing Orb. Because they hated editing Orb as a job because they couldn't stop complaining about how fucking dark it is and how fucking hard it is to make something visually interesting out of it. And they were like, we hate this, stop, can you, like, even my own team were like, can you stop glazing Orb so fucking much? But then Alan told me afterwards, he was like, yeah, like, when I was editing it, like your segment on Orb actually like reframed the way I thought about it. And he was like, yeah, like he was like, yeah, you even changed my mind about it. And off camera, you won't stop talking about this show. And I think when I was writing the segment, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, yeah, sometimes you find a show that just, sometimes you just find a show in the right time in your life. And it goes beyond like, you know, I've watched enough anime now where there are so many fucking amazing shows, so many like powerful shows, and so many shows that like hit deep, even in this decade. Like Vinland Saga, for example. And fucking Made in Abyss, which I've already talked about. But I think the more I thought about it when I was writing this, the more I was like, yeah, I think Orb to me just found me at the right time in my life. And at the right time within what the world was going through as well. I pretty much summed up why this show hit me so hard and why its messaging hit me so hard in my paragraph. But like, to me, like Vinland Saga, fucking masterpiece, for example. Attack on Titan, fucking amazing. So fucking like, you know, generational show. Made in Abyss 2, oh my god, that show is so fucking powerful. Orb to me was like that rare occurrence of an insanely powerful show coming to me when the messaging couldn't hit harder, you know. Because the reason I rewatched it so many times this year was just because every time I logged online on the internet and just saw just whatever the fuck was going on and the state of the world, I just like Orb just kept occupying my mind. And the more times I rewatched it, the more times I really fucking just appreciated what it was trying to do and the messaging that it was trying to convey. And yeah, like, it is my anime of the decade. It's going to be difficult for anything to top this in my mind, just because this is a rare case of a show being insanely good and insanely powerful and kind of just like hitting me at the right time in my life. Because you can't always account for that. you can't always account for that. And there are some shows where I appreciate the messaging no matter what. Orb is something that, yeah, like I said, the stars just aligned. Fuck, that was not a pun. Orb is just that one show that was just at the right place at the right time. And yeah, that's it. It is shot up into top 5 favorite shows of all time for me. I love it that much, and it has affected me that much. And whenever I see people arguing, and whenever I see myself in a disagreement, I think about Orb. You know, it's literally just a show that has affected my mentality and affected the way I think IRL. And you can't always put like a price on that. And yeah, that is basically it. That is my best of anime 2025. And I'm insanely proud of this video, and I think my team did a great job. And whether you agreed with it or not, well, I hope that you understand where I'm coming from, because that's all that really matters. I don't need you to agree. Like Orb, I don't need you to agree, but I hope that you at least understand my perspective. You